Well, hello there, folks. This is Penguin Pixie Dust coming at you from my local coffee shop, so you'll have to pardon the background noise. Who is open on Christmas Day? Thank God. So today I'm going to show you just a little introduction to shell scripts. What we're going to do is kind of make our own ls command that's a little specialized. You can see here my command prompt just says Penguin Pixie Dust. I set that with the ps1 variable. You can see here it's just be equal to Penguin Pixie Dust with a colon and a space afterwards. If I wanted to reset that, I would just do ps1. Now remember, it's case sensitive, so it doesn't matter if it's caps or not. So capital P, capital S, 1 equals, let's say I wanted to change this to tux p dust with a colon, and so you'll notice now it's changed, and I can just do echo hey. Now the way that I got the space after there is I do ps1 equals penguin pixie dust, colon doesn't need an escape sequence, but now a space. When you're typing stuff at the prompt and you put a space, normally that means now we're going to find a new command, but when I put a backslash in front of the space, that's how it knows, oh, take the space and put it literally, don't use any special meanings for a space. So we actually want to include the space here, and that way I'm going to push enter. That way, see, there's a little space in between the colon and where I actually start typing commands. So now let's see what's in the current directory. ls, it's like dir from DOS. ls. Alright, so I've got some stuff in here, and what I want to do, see this lss command? When I do /lss, that's just a way of executing a command in the current directory. Dot means the current directory, /lss. That's going to run this command. Alright, and basically what that is a little script I made. So let's go ahead and look at that. We're going to go vim lss. And what's in here? Oh, beautiful. pwd, which prints the working directory that I'm in right now, ls/c, and then date. So I'm going to do capital ZZ to save and quit, ZZ. You can also type colon, which gets you down here, and WQ, which writes to file and quits. Same thing. So what does pwd do? That just prints working directory. And what does, let's see, that's the difference between ls and ls-C. I can't really tell the difference. So how do we figure that out? Man space ls gives us the man page for ls command, and I can just use the down arrows or J to go down here. I'm going to push lowercase gg will get me to the beginning, and if I want to go a screen at a time, I can push the space bar. That takes me one screen down at a time, and if I push lowercase b, that takes me up one screen at a time. So let's look right here. -C, force multi-column output. You know why? If I don't put that -C, when ls is in a I'm just going to delete the -C and let's push capital ZZ to save and quit. Now watch when I run /lss, and now I'm just using the up and down arrows to go through my history of commands. Sometimes it'll return one column output, which is sometimes more than we want. So that just forces multi-column output. And then we also have in here the date. So this is just like a little personalized ls command. That way when I do /lss, it gives us that. Now you notice how LSS is in red. That's because I've made it executable. And how do I do that? Well, let's try to vim here. if we cat LSS, that's going to just print out the contents of the directory. So let's do this. Cat LSS new LSS. Alright. And see, we've got new LSS. It's not read. That's because it's not executable. So if I was going to try, for instance, to go /new LSS, permission denied. What does that mean? Well, let's LSS-L is a long listing. That's going to show us the permissions of the files. ls-L, and I don't want everyone, I just want it for that file. See over right here? These are the permissions. This first slash, that just means it's a regular file. If it was something else, it would say like D for directory, or sometimes they have other letters if that's a symbolic link or a special type of file. That's going to be something other than just dash or empty. And now we've got 3 sets of letters here. They're always going to be RWX, 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 and that just means for the user, or for the owner, whoever created the file or who owns the file, what the permissions are. These are the permissions for the group. You can see the group here is staff, and this last set of letters is for everybody else. Okay, so how do we make this executable? Well, if I wanted to make this executable for just me, that would be the user. Alright, and I'm going to show you we're going to use chmod. CHMOD, change mode, I believe. So let's look at the man page for chmod. Alright, so it looks like I've got, where is this? Here we go. AUGO. So A is for all of these 3. U would be for user, G for group, O for other. Okay, so if I wanted to change it just for me, I would use the user. Okay, let's press Q to get out of there. I've gotten stuck in there when I was a newbie, so push Q to get out of a man page. Alright, and we want to use chmod. Okay, the modification that we're going to be doing, so we want to do for the user, add executable permission, and then the name of the file, new LSS. Alright, and now let's see, look at that, it's read too, so I can do // new LSS, and it prints it out. That's beautiful. Let's clear the screen up a little. Now if I was logged in as a different user, I wouldn't be able to do this. So how do I change it to be executable for everybody? Chmod all plus executable new LSS. And let's just look at this now. And you notice how every one of these groups has an X at the end of it. And it's still red. So that was a little quick. Now let's make, I'm going to remove new LSS. Now instead of copying our old LSS, which does print working directory, ls, and then date, let's make a new one. Let's say, for instance, we don't want the date. I'm going to open up, actually, instead of using Vim, which can be kind of not newbie friendly, because once you get into Vim, if you just start typing here, you'll get a whole bunch of errors, and it's like, what's going on? That's because when you enter Vim, you are in command mode instead of just being able to open the program and start typing. So let me show you a trick here. If I just do cat, which I've heard is concatenate, but somebody else said it was for catalog, cat is just going to take either the name of the file, in this case, and put it out to standard output, or if you don't provide an argument, it's going to just take standard input and put it to standard output. And if you put a greater than or a closing angle bracket, that means instead of taking standard input and put it to standard output, which is basically take from the keyboard and push to the screen, it's going to redirect it to a file. And notice how we've deleted our old new LSS. We're going to make a new LSS. So basically, take what I'm typing and put it to a new file, new LSS. And that's just kind of a little dirty hack to make a new text file. So enter. And it's waiting. It's waiting for me to type in stuff. So let's say we want to do pwd. And we want to do ls, let's say -l. And we want to put a space at the end, so like a new line, and just echo. Okay? And what do you do to get out of here? Stop this crazy thing. I'm going to hold down Control D, means end of file, not Control C, which is like stop this, totally break from the program. Control D sends an end of file. Alright? Now, let's see what we got. See, it made the file new LSS, and now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add executable permissions for everybody to new LSS. Alright, and see, it's red. Now we can run new, case sensitive, remember, new LSS. And look at that, it did exactly what we wanted it to, which is print the working directory right here, and then it does ls-l, here's the output for that, and then it gives us an extra space right here before we get returned to the prompt. So that's a little quick tutorial for you. Hope you can make your own little shell scripts to run specialized commands. If you don't like the defaults of some of your commands, or you want to combine a couple together, now you have a little start on how to do that. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next cast.